Good morning. I'm John Halcyon. This is the Hug Nation Love Morning. It is a meetup for love ambassadors like you. It's an opportunity for us to share some gratitude and feel a little bit of connection. Remember that we're not alone on this wild journey, that we are surrounded by like minded, open hearted people. And sometimes it can be an incredible act of activism to simply be a ambassador of love, to be someone who says good morning and hello and demonstrate to others that, yeah, you're allowed to do that. I think there's so many people out there that are just craving and hungry for a reflection of warmth so that they can share their light. So we can be that. It's that simple. That's kind of the premise of this. It is also an opportunity to share gratitude, and it is uh, anchored in the principles of sexy, silly, sacred. That is the way life and spirit and all things sexy, silly, sacred. Oh, which is one of the reasons why I start with an improv song. Let's make it up right now. And this is the way we're gonna sing today. We're gonna have a good time. And if you think you know the words, come on, help me with the rhyme. And we will share the things that make our attitude so gosh darn good. It will be about gratitude. Oh, 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 love morning now. It is love morning. I'll show you how. Oh, oh, love morning. We can bring a cow because everyone's welcome at Love Morning. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Jason. Good morning, Razorblade. Good morning, Sid. Yay! Welcome, everyone. It is, I'm in a good mood. My shoulder and back is still letting me know that you are not healed, but it is, I'm in a good enough space right now. I got some like CBD icy hot on it. And Lisa, I'm grateful that Lisa is coming back tonight. She has been away doing retreats and leading choirs, and so she is going to be back tonight. I cannot wait to see my beloved. My absence doth grow fonder. No, not my absence. My heart doth grow fonder due to absence. Yeah, I didn't nail that one. Good morning, Juan. Thank you, Razorblade. I felt good about that song too. I think I'm getting better at this. Speaking of getting better, I'm grateful for a art day yesterday. My friend Darren Cohen, an amazing artist, uh, just had a gallery show this weekend, and we have been friends since I was 5 years old. His mom still lives down the street from my parents, so and he has been painting in his mom's garage lately just to hang out and be around his parents or his mom. And I have been visiting my parents, and so he said he was free, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why don't I bring my watercolors and join you in the garage, and we can have an art day? I mean, I didn't, not a day, but a few hours. So I am so grateful to have this cool creative expression day yesterday with my friend Darren Cohen. He was painting oils, and I was making my Sharpie watercolor creations. Good morning, Rock. Good morning, Darren. You're leaving in 6 days. Wow. See, this weekend I'm going to Iowa to to meet Lisa's brother and his family, and to see Lisa's parents and spend time with her whole family. So I've got like a whole other journey before I even think about going to La Playa. And I'm not going to get on Playa until Tuesday of Burn Week. But go, Rock, go! Anything you're especially excited about or nervous about? Darren says, I'm grateful for these little moments of positivity and gratitude. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. I am grateful for I'm so grateful for Burning Man. And I'm so grateful for this renewed energy that I felt around Burning Man this week. And I know that some of the things I've been talking about have been critical, but others have been really, I think, compassionate and supportive. The first video I made this week was about, hey, the ticketing situation is not so good. People are getting late tickets, but let's try to assume good intent for everyone involved, and let's try to not bring anger and poison into our interactions. It's okay to be upset, but maybe not angry at people that are just trying to do their best. And then the next day with the lineup announcement thing, even though it's a teeny tiny thing, people are saying, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I don't think it's going to make a difference this year either, noticeably. But that's how things die, is by 1,000 tiny cuts. And every time there's a little cut, it weakens the defenses of a principle. A principle gets weaker and weaker as it gets compromised. I know that I have been, I can't remember if I shared this yesterday, but like, I used to be so hardcore about decommodification. And as I've seen more and more businesses and more ways that the org has kind of blurred the lines a little bit, and as well it should. That's part of this journey, is kind of seeing how evolution works. But it's a journey, and it needs to be kind of tested. So sometimes blurring the line is that makes sense, and sometimes blurring the line is dangerous, and we need to push back, which is what I feel like I've been doing a little bit this week. Oh, but I was gonna say that. So I had a Burning Man related video, and I have, like, I think hundreds of Burning Man related videos in my YouTube. And for the first time, I clicked monetize, like, yeah, put a pre-roll ad on it. Just kind of as an experiment, because I don't think it recommends my videos because there's no ads on them. And so I think because YouTube doesn't make money, they don't recommend it. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just add it. But before that, I was like, absolutely no way. That is commodifying Burning Man. I would never do that. And I'm like, well, let's see what happens. And that is how the little policy changes and compromises start to erode a community, a vision, a movement. Rock, you are at 3:30 in C. Oh, sweet. I'm at 3:45 Esplanade. So you'll be cruising by Burn Without Borders on your way in and out of the city. So maybe I'll see you. And then Pink Heart is at 4:45 Esplanade. So I'm going to be bouncing between those two camps and sleeping at Burners Without Borders. Good morning, Mingle. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for your glowing review of the recent Love Mornings. I shared with my family, the recent gratitude circles and your feedback. So thank you so much. And by the way, if you are here and you have the time in the middle of the day at noon Pacific, the gratitude circles have been so awesome lately. As a opportunity to really connect, and because we have webcams, it's an intimacy. It's less about me talking nonstop and more everyone having 30 seconds to a minute and a half of sharing what they're grateful for, like here, but your voice. Juan says, I am grateful to be able to burn this year. It is always a blessing. So many things can get in the way. That is it is so good to remember to be grateful for the opportunity to go to Burning Man. As you are preparing, and you are either with the theme camp or your own packing or your preparations or whatever you're doing to prepare for the burn, it can get like stressful, and it feels like a burden. And you really have to remember that it's the best problem in the world to have to figure out the challenges of Burning Man. I think Burning Man teaches you that the point of life isn't to remove all of problems and obstacles. The point of life is to find awesome problems and obstacles and overcome them with integrity, with people you love. That's what life is, overcoming obstacles. So Burning Man is a way to pick the coolest obstacle in the world. And then what is the reward you get? You get to experience something that 0.00000000001% of the population of humanity has ever experienced. The coming together of the most brilliant creative people on the planet coming together to share the best of what they've got, the best of their behaviors, the best of their wisdom, the best of their art, the best of their performance, the best of humanity demonstrated for 1 week. And you get to be a part of it. Like the statistical chance of any human in the history of mankind getting to experience Burning Man is it's statistically zero. It is a miracle that we get to experience this. Wow. Tristan, good morning. A virgin burner. You are going to have such an experience. I hope you've been doing your research and hopefully watching Burner Prep on Instagram or my YouTube videos. Because I think the more you kind of have a sense of the community, the more fun you'll have. You can't prepare enough. You're gonna learn as you go. So I should make a note about that. Like have a notepad where you keep notes of, next year I'm going to, because part of the fun of an iterative city is that it's removed and turned into nothing. And then you bring back what works and you try new things. And so if something doesn't work, you're going, okay, these stakes are not strong enough. Don't do that next year. And then the next year you try big rebar. Yay. And then you see someone next to you using lag bolts. And then you try that. And you're like, oh my gosh. And so you keep getting better and better solutions. And that's part of the fun. And knowing that, you also know that you're not going to have it all figured out. You're not going to bring everything you need. You're not going to bypass struggles. So you surrender to that and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the challenge. Enjoy surrendering. Good morning, Neck. Neck is grateful for Burning Man, saying that if they don't sell enough tickets, I will make a donation. It has changed my life in so many ways. For all the good they do, let's help them out. Burning Man love. Yeah, and the reality is Burning Man is us. It is run by professionals. It's a corporation, professionals, and a ton of volunteers. And we are all a part of that community. And it wouldn't be the first time that they have reached out and asked for community financial support. During COVID, they said, hey, please help. We can't survive. We've got operating expenses. And the community did. I did. Good morning, Faithy Pie. Faithy Pie is grateful for the peace around me. Sending us love from Key West. Thank you. All right. Tristan's in the UK. Sweet. I'm in San Diego, California. I know Razorblade is in Australia. Vesper! All right, Vesper, good to see you. Leaving in less than a week. Anthony, up the road in Cedarville. The burners are starting to come through, and I'm extremely grateful for the good vibes and love that I feel. Yeah, I love it. Keep sharing that gratitude. What are you grateful for in this moment? Happy to hear that, Tristan. Vesper is grateful that I get to help with Build this year. One of the silver linings of not having my business anymore. Yeah, like this year I am not building and I'm not striking, but there is something so awesome about building and being a part of creating Black Rock City. So yeah, enjoy. That is, in fact, I've had some talks with theme camp organizers, and the building is so awesome and so camaraderie building and so powerful that every camp has this problem. Like, how do you integrate people that show up on Monday? How do you get them connected to the people that have already been sweating, bleeding, building, and have already kind of neck deep in playa connection? And then people, hey, welcome. And you're like, you don't even know. Vesper says, Burning Man, a quote saying, Burning Man is by us, not for us, which is what makes it different from a typical festival. Exactly. The duocracy. Which is one of the things that, like, so the reason why I got so heated and frustrated by I'm frustrated by what appears to be a deep concern by the organization to sell more tickets. And by not saying that is their goal, but doing things to try to sell more tickets, they're not saying, hey, we need to sell more tickets. It feels like we, meaning the community, needs to sell more tickets for the whole event to work. It feels like they're saying, okay, we got to sell more tickets as the org. So what do we need to do? Well, let's make sure that the theme camp organizers can't sell their used tickets. We can sell their non-used tickets, and let's get the EDM DJ names out so we can try to get more tickets. And that mentality, that's the mentality of a promoter, club promoter, a rave promoter, not the mentality of the mayor of a city or the organizers, the facilitators of this temporary community, this permanent community, temporary city that we create. And it's just a very different mentality. Like, our tickets are taxes. Think about them as taxes. And so as the people who are running the city, if you're trying to bring in more taxpayer money, like, that is a delicate thing. And you can screw your constituents by doing it the wrong way. Sid says, grateful for daily affirmations. Self-love is so important. I heard some great man once say something along the lines of, it's not narcissistic to love yourself. Was that me? I've said a lot of things like that. Do I want to go into that? I mean, my feeling is this. There is narcissism that is about feeling that you are better than other people. And then there is self-love that is about celebrating the self. Like, wow, I am alive in this body, with this mind, with these thoughts, with these choices ahead of me, with this ability to be kind and compassionate, with these creative things. Like, fuck yeah, I'm awesome. And I believe that type of self-celebration is a form of sacred worship. It is honoring God to honor the self from that place. And because we have the most intimate experience with this organism. So dig into it, love it. That is the way to love all. Good morning, Natasha. Natasha's grateful for the good vibes I got from the groomer. I'm hoping that you mean an animal groomer. I just dropped 2/3 of my dogs off and grateful for a warm lead on a hairdresser for me here in the new city. Oh, so the picture you posted, that wasn't a new picture. I just glanced at it, and I looked at the picture and I glanced at your words. So I thought you were showing off your new haircut. That picture looks beautiful. That's all I was trying to say. Anyone else have any more gratitude to share? I am grateful that I'm going to be meeting up with Betsy today to possibly record a new Stay Sparked. I'm grateful for, oh, good, new haircut. I'm grateful for, I want to show you this picture that I just did. I just put up a couple of new videos on burner prep, and one of them is about Well, I'll show you the picture of it. Oh, I'm wondering, is this still getting my audio? Hopefully. So yeah, I'm very happy with this thumbnail for this video. And basically what I was talking about is how dangerous it is to get so defending of the community that you make it, you say our community is beautiful, but I'm going to get ugly to defend it. And more I've heard stories about people yelling at anyone doing a photo shoot, you know, fuck you, Sparkle Pony, fucking influencer. And as someone who went through a lot of personal growth through the process of taking pictures, and the Burning Man allowed me to start stepping into my self-love and my sexiness, and how that would have been crushed if some cool veteran burner started teasing me or yelling at me if I was out taking pictures, which I've done a gazillion times. So yeah, if you see someone and you say, oh man, that person's doing a photo shoot for their clothing brand or something like that, start from curiosity and go say, hey, can you help me understand what you're doing? It feels like this is slipping into commodification, and I just want to make sure you understand the 10 principles and make sure I understand that everything's cool here. And then it's an opportunity to compassionately educate, assume good intent before you turn someone into an enemy and add venom and poison to something that is so nourishing and beautiful. Jesse's saying, I love that video. I hate how mean people are, especially to women taking photos. That photo you chose ended up in Vanity Fair, I believe. I think that's right. I added the picture of someone putting paint on them. A little clickbaity, but I think it's a very dangerous trend. In fact, as upset I was about the music lineups being posted, I think that's a much smaller problem than the yelling at people. And it's not just in photo shoots. People, anytime people see someone with feathers, they're like, yell at them. It's like, dude, the feather ban ended like 10 years ago. If you are concerned that their feathers are going to fall, talk to them about it. Because lots of people have figured out ways to use that E6000 and make a feather stay. So why assume that they're what says that video online? Like, never assume malice when ignorance could explain it. Sid says, my friend has cute ass outfits and may look like a Sparkle Pony influencer, but she will be building and working her ass off. I hate that she's worried about people thinking she's less than. Isn't that fucking so disgusting? And Jesse and Sid, you're so right that it's misogyny. No one's ever yelled at me for taking a picture. And I know lots of women that have been yelled at. When I posted about this maybe last year or 2 years ago, and the number of people that shared I had that happen to me. In fact, Jamin Percy, who I've been using all his drone videos for Burner Prep, the reason why he does drone footage now is because of the terrible experiences he had doing photo shoots out there. And he is an incredible photographer. The photo of the cover of my book, Protagonist, is a picture that Jamin took of me when we were doing a photo shoot. And by doing that type of art, sharing that, this is one of the most significant photo shoots of my life. And he says, I don't do it anymore because I was tired of people yelling as they drove by on their bikes. That fucking sucks. JD says, the way I view it Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Show. Yeah. Is that if it doesn't affect me, appreciate the moment and move on. I mean, so that's like a Zen cone. What does it mean to affect you? On one hand, publishing the musical the DJ lists in advance doesn't affect me because I don't really care. I'm not going to seek them out. However, it does potentially bring in people who are looking for a concert. It does bring in people who might find their way to Burning Man without doing enough acculturation. It may upset the balance of people who understand the 10 principles and who don't. It could be a compromise to the principles and decommodification that leads to more compromises. And those things eventually will affect me. So this is the challenge we have in the world every day. On one hand, any suffering in the world affects me as a part of the global community. But I also do not have a brain with the capacity to process the suffering of the world. The internet has allowed us to witness the horrors of the world everywhere, the suffering everywhere, and we just can't handle it. And so from that, I try to be aware and then put the majority of my focus into the world that I can touch physically, the relationships, the environment, the community that I actually can touch, that I experience literally, not through media, not through my screen. Although this is a different example. This through screen, I think, is considered a physical touch because we are having, personal communications, even though it's digital. That's a long topic, JD. Thanks for touching on it. Jesse says, I do also see the issue with the burner fashion Instagrams that only feature super skinny, gorgeous young models with skimpy, expensive outfits. Some people assume everyone at the burn looks like that and therefore couldn't come because they don't look like that. Absolutely. In fact, years ago, there weren't nearly as many Burning Man videos online, and I had it was basically like my how-to videos and then people making like robot heart dance videos. And I would get a number of emails every year of people saying, I wanted to go to Burning Man, but now I've been looking at the videos and I don't think I would fit in. I don't think I'm beautiful enough. And I'd be like, no. There's a misrepresentation. And part of that is because a lot of the people who make videos, they are in our world of the default world, and they are trained as our appetites and our eyes are trained to what is traditional beauty. And so you are drawn to what is considered a model, what is considered, to be a magazine worthy. And so people make these like highlight films of all the beauty. And you're right, it's a disservice to make people think that's what's here. Our culture is doing that constantly, that's what's so damaging to everyone is what we're exposed to in our media are examples of people who have access to all the chemicals, drugs, trainers, and genetics to look in a way that is not realistic. And it creates a massive amount of self-loathing. And one of the most incredible things at Burning Man is seeing people who do not fit into the category of traditional body type of a model, just rocking their sexiness through their unique expression of self and the confidence in their being. And the more people that are highlight filming Burning Man, showing the traditional sex, magazine sexiness, it's yeah, it doesn't help. Um, yeah. Juan says, I have a friend that pretends to do photo shoots just to get a reaction out of people. Oh my gosh. See that? I made a video a couple years ago that says, I'm the Instagrammer that ruined Burning Man, because I've been doing photo shoots and taking pictures of myself in front of art for forever. And I would say that I also am a part of what makes Burning Man what it is. And even if all you did was put together awesome costumes, oh my God, I just said costumes, awesome outfits. But many of the people that are doing photo shoots, they're displaying the things that they made. And to shame them, to shame anyone at Burning Man, it feels like it's, cutting off your nose to spite your face, or throwing the baby out with the bathwater, or cutting off a baby's nose to spite their water, or something like that. Good morning, part-time. Good morning, Gerbat. Welcome. See you on the playa, Dad Bob. All right, any last minute gratitudes anyone want to share? I am grateful. I had such a wonderful day. I mentioned I had the art day, and then I went over to my parents' house, and we went in the jacuzzi together, both my parents and I, and laughed really hard, and then shared a meal. And I just had just so much gratitude for my parents. Had to talk with my mom about end of life plans and care, and it's really, I just feel so blessed, and so blessed to have this opportunity to speak and connect and be reminded that the narratives that I sometimes see on the media about the way the world is one of the ways the world is, and another way the world is filled with people like you. And so I'm going to act as if the people I encounter in the world are like us. Welcome, Charles. Good morning. Long-time regional burner and theme camp organizer. First time to the big burn. Yeah. 3NE helping with an art support camp. It's awesome. I will be at 345 Esplanade at Burners Without Borders. Hope to see you. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah, see you at your first burn. Amazing. I want to make sure everybody knows that you should be, look at that, following Burner Prep on Instagram, as well as the Hug Nation YouTube channel. And I gotta also say, do I still have this here? Where is it? Let's see. Come on, John, you're flailing here. Where's my? Oh, that's what it is. Sorry. Halcyon's P-Joke Solution is the sponsor of today's broadcast. It is not a product. I'm not actually selling anything. It's a gift that I give away on Playa. It's just a funny thing. If you use a P-Jug, you are going to want this. So let me know if you have a P-Jug, if we cross paths. And also, if you see me at Burning Man, please say hello. Stop and say hey. And you can join me Thursday at noon for the Pink Ride. It is the highlight of my year. I think it's like the 18th year I've done it. I give a talk, and then we all get on our rides, our bikes, with a pink outfit, and we do a tour of the city saying I love you to everyone we pass. If anyone is here that's been on it, I know Vesper's been on it. If you want to give a vote, join us. It's really magical. Thursday at noon, meeting at Pink Heart. And Friday at 9 p.m., I'm going to do a gratitude circle at the fire pit in front of Burners Without Borders at 345. The talk will start at noon, and then we'll bike ride, at like 12:30 or something like that. Yay, Dan! Thank you. Dan's saying that the Pink Ride was one of the highlights. Yeah. All right, Charles is going to be sharing cannabis info. Beautiful. Vesper is grateful for the opportunity to connect with my dad yesterday. I'm loving that our relationship is shifting towards more authentic connection as we both get older. Yeah, me too. I mean, not me and your dad, but my dad. It's really, it's I love what it's become and what it's becoming. Beautiful. So also feel free to reach out if you have a question or a thought, or you mentioned this and I couldn't remember what address or when. I'm happy to share that or send you to something that a resource that if I know about it. Now, before we go off into our days, let's have a hug. So wherever you are, give yourself a big squeeze. Feel yourself connected in this moment to everyone who is here. Feel the arms holding you, representative of my arms and everyone here and anyone that we might pass that is in this shared energy of connection and openness and support. Let's try to remember to be patient today, to be kind to ourselves first and to others. And if all we can muster is patience and kindness to ourselves, then let's make that our priority. Self-care is step one of being a love ambassador in the world. So let's try to add to the love in the world today in teeny tiny ways. Let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb, Larry Harvey, and all of us here, thanks for being here today for this love morning. Thanks for being a part of Hug Nation. Enjoy your day. Make sure you, Pierre, hello. All right, we got Amsterdam in the house too. Ooh, ooh. Natasha sharing the quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson: adapt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. And if you see me posting things on Facebook or in groups, leave a comment on it, even if it's just like, that is, you have said words and I have read them, just because the more people that make comments, the more it gets shared into other people's feeds. So thank you for commenting on my posts. I love you.